Welcome to Model Pencil. We'll teach ourselves all kind of models. So today, by the grace of God, we want to teach ourselves how to cut a kind of a jalabia. Jalabia. That is what we want to teach ourselves how to cut a jalabia. It will have a cutting at the front, a collar, and of course, it's going to be a long sleeve. I'm sewing it for. I'm actually sewing it for a 3 years old baby girl, 3 years baby old girl, very slim girl. So the top, I'm going to cut a top, and the shirt is going to be half jalabia with a trouser, a pants, the trouser. So the top measurement now, the shoulder is 8, the box is 22, the tummy is 23, the waist is 19, the hips is 23, the no need for half length, the full length is 19. I'm not going to cut armhole. It's going to be a long sleeve. I'm going to join it together with the long sleeve, while the arm length, that is the long sleeve, is 12.5 inches. Assume I'm going to insert the armhole, it's going to be 9.5, but I'm going to do away with the armhole. Okay, now let's get started. I said the shoulder of the person is what? Is 8 inches. So 8 divided by 2, when you are cutting, 8 divided by 2 is going to be 4. Okay, then the arm length is 12.5. This is 10. That means I'm going to add, because I'm joining it together, I'm not going to cut the armhole. So after mentioning the shoulder, which is 8, I'm now going to place it at the line that I draw for the shoulder. I will place the tape on it. I hope you can see. I will place it like this. Then I will now measure it down. So this, I'm using all the fabric here. Okay, so this is 10 inches. 10 inches. I'm still going to add 2 more inches to it. So that means I'm going to use that as a band to complete the arm length. Okay, so that means I'm still going to add 2 inches on the band as a band. Now the round sleeve, let me just measure. It's going to be band 1, let's say 8, but because the band is going to have plenty, I'm going to mention like 7. 2 times 7, 14. Okay, so I will add band to this place that it will be plenty, so that you can see it very well. It's going to be like this. They will not be band here. So don't forget, we are cutting the kind of a jalabia for a 3 year old baby girl, 3 to 4 years, very small girl. So having done that, the box of the person is 22. I will now come, let's assume I want to insert the armhole, which is 9.5, let's say 10, 5 inches. So from these 5 inches, I'm going to measure the box. So the box of the person is 22. So let me measure the box. 22. So 22 divided by 4. That means, let me measure 6. Let me put it at 7 for seam allowance. I want it to be very, very free as possible. Let me put it at 8. The parent want it to be free. So everything will now fall to like 32 or so. Okay? So this is the box. Are you with me? So that means I will draw a line like this. This is the box. So from this side, I will now stretch it. The full length for the gown is 19. I will add 2 inches for the turning. Okay, 2 inches for the turning. By the time I hold it at the top and at the bottom, that 2 inches will serve for it. Now I will now place it at the box here. I will now stretch it down. So that means I'm going to override the box and the waist, because it's a free jalabia gown. Okay, so let me connect it from the down upward down to the box. You see the way it will look. That is the way it will look. Okay, now, so I will now measure 1 inches at the bottom, just 1 inches. I will now use it to curve it. It will be like this, and I'm going to cut it by the side. Now the shoulder, let me slant it a little bit. The neck, I'm going to use 2 by 3, 2 by 3. Sorry, let me use 2 by 2, 2 by 2 for the neck. Or if you like, you can make it not the length of it, you can make it to be like 1.5, because by the time you sew, it will still get wider. You can make it 2 by 1.5, abi 3 by 1.5. Okay, don't forget you are going to insert collar, and when you are cutting collar, you don't need to let the neck to be deep. So from this side, let me now slant it. Okay, let me slant it. It's optional. If you like, you can slant it. If you like, you may not slant it. Let's do the cutting now. You make it slanted. Make sure it is slanted at the bottom, at the edge of the hand. Okay, so look at the way it looks on the table. Okay, those areas that I mentioned, I've cut them. So the next thing is to now open it. This is how it's going to look. This is how big it is. Now the next thing is to cut it at the front. Okay, you're going to have a kind of a little opening at the front, and I'm going to cut a turnover, something to use and turn the front. So this is it. I will now cut. I'm going to mention like just 5 inches. That is where I will cut it to, 5 inches. So I will do it like this. Now this is where the cutting. So this is the front. We are done with the cutting. Okay, the next is to cut the turning. What I'm going to use to turn it at the front, the cutting of the 5 inches. This is 8 inches. This is okay. The length will be 8. The wideness will be 6. I'm going to cut it in 2 places. You're going to have 2 flaps. One, another one. That one will not be up to 6. You know the 6 is folded into 2. That will make it 3 3. But this time around, I'm going to make it 4. 4. That is 2 2. That will make it 4. One will be for here, the right leg hand. Why? That is what I'm saying is this, that the cutting, this cutting like this place, one will be for here to use and turn it. One will be here, while the other one will be, where is the cutting? Don't mind me. So what I'm saying in essence is that One will be for this place, like this. mm? Another one will be for the second part, like this. Okay, are you with me? So we are going to, what we are going to place at the front of the cotton to use and turn it before we put our button. So we are done with the cutting of the blouse. The next thing is to cut the pants. The pants. Okay, what I'm actually using is 27 inches for the blouse and 27 inches for the pants. So in altogether I'm using 1.5 yards. 1.5 yards. Okay, 1.5 yards. So what you do first is to fold it into four. You first of all fold it into two equal parts, after which you are now going to fold it into four. Okay, I hope you can see it now. At least it's clearer now. So that is what I have actually done. I've folded it into four. After folded it into four, we are going, the next thing is to start the measurement. So the trouser measurement for 3 years old baby girl, the full length of the pussy is 21, the waist of the pussy is 19, the hip of the pussy is 23, and of course flap is 7, and thigh is 13. Thigh is 13. If you don't know how to take measurement of pants, you can just look, source it for from other, search from other source, then you are going to get it. So these are the measurements you need. That is the full length, the waist, the hip, the flap, and the thigh. So the waist of the pussy is 19, just as I've said. So that means 19 divided by 4. If you don't have your calculator, what you will do is to do like this. Look for where 19 is. This is 19. Are you with me? This is 19. Fold it into two equal parts. Okay, when you fold it into two equal parts, you are going to have 9.5. Okay, you are going to have something like 9.5. So when you now fold it into four, you now fold it into four like this, four equal parts, you are going to have something like 5.5. Okay, are you with me? 5 is okay. You are going to have 5 or 4.5. So plus seam allowance, plus seam allowance, I'm going to put 2 inches for seam allowance, because I'm going to use a rubber for the waist. So in totality, what I'm mentioning for the waist of this person is 8 inches. Is 8 inches. Okay, 8 inches plus seam allowance and everything. 8 inches. The waist of the person is 19. Okay, I've mentioned that. The hip of the person is 23. So 23, you do it like the way you did the first one, divided by 4. You fold it into 4 equal parts from 19. It's going to give us something like 7 inches. Okay, so 7 14. So that plus seam allowance, so it's going to give us like 6.5 or 7 inches. But I'm going to mention 8 inches as well. That means because it's a small girl, the parents want it to be free, because the child is developing. Okay, so if you show the exact size, it will just, the person will not wear it for so long and it will have jumped the person. So they want it to be what the person can wear for long time. So I'm still mentioning 8 inches too for the hips as well. So everything is not going to be shaped. I'm mentioning everything. So the full length, let me start with, is the full length of the person for the trouser is 21. So I'm going to mention 24. 1 inches for the up, that will be 20. Remaining 3 inches, and I will use it to turn it at the bottom. Okay, so let me measure 24. 24. Now the thigh of the person of that small child is just 7. I'm going to make it sorry, I'm going to add a band to it like this. I'm going to use it to turn it like this. So I need like 6 inches at the top. 1, 2. Okay, this 6 inches at the top. Because it's 6 inches at the top, that means after mentioning 6 inches, I will now make the length from here like this. It will not be before the 20. So I'm mentioning 25 in totality. 25 because of the band. I'm adding like 8 more inches on it. 6 for the band, 2 for the bottom. Okay, so the thigh of the person is 7 from here like this. 7. And I'm thinking for seam allowance. Okay, so I'm going to curve it from here to this place. I'm going to curve it from here. I'm going to curve it. You can use your ruler or use your free hand if you don't have a ruler. Then this place I'm going to shape it. Let her add 1 inches on it. I want it to be as free as possible. The bottom will be the kind of deep. So I'm done with it. Let me do the cutting so that you can see. So I'm done with the cutting. Look at the outcome of it. This is the way it will look. This is the way it will look. This is the flap. It's going to have a band. Okay, this is the flap of the person. So the next thing is to take it to the machine. I'm going to do it like this. I'll place on each other and sew. Place it on each other and sew. All over that. This is it. You are going to place them equally. I'm going to sew here like this in this place. Let me take it to the machine and do the stitching. So I've sewn the flap together. In this place I've sewn it, the two parts. So I've placed it on each other. Can you see? Look at the way it looks. Look at the bottom. You see that it will be very big. It's a kind of a palazzo for the person. So the next thing is to stitch here like this. Okay, you can first of all pin it. You pin this place. I'm going to sew here together. I'm going to sew it from here down to that side. Okay, when I'm done, I'm going to insert the rubber here. I'll place the rubber. I'm going to place the rubber as I was saying. Place the rubber here like this. I'll measure the length of it. If the length is 19, I'm going to mention like 13. Okay, measure it like this. Turn it. Before I will not turn it again. Okay, so let me first of all do the stitching of this side and that side. Okay, let me go to the machine, do the stitching, and let us see it. Now I'm done with it. I've stitched the both sides. So as I've said before, I said I'm going to use rubber here. So this rubber I'm going to mention 13 or 12 inches for the turning of the band. And initially I'm going to use 2 by 2. Okay, you see the way I do it. So but when I'm stitching it, I will make sure I did not stitch on the rubber. There should be a little space. Okay, Look at it like this. I'm going to place it like this. Do you see that? See? Make sure that the water I want to use to turn it, this it. There is little space here. There's space in the in between. I will not turn it again. Okay? So I'm going to stitch this side like this. Make sure that you are not stitching on the rubber band, the elastic rubber. There must be little space here like this. I place it on it because when you want to draw the elastic, that is what I'm going to do. You can first of all use your pin to pin it down. You pin it, take it to the machine, stitch here. Make sure that there is no rubber. The rubber does not get to this. There's a little space where you are going to place your sewing on it. Let me get to the machine and do that. I'm done with the fixing of the rubber elastic on the waist. So you see it took me like 7 minutes to fix. Okay, fixing it, checking it, and make sure that everything is intact. 7 minutes. Now the next thing is to sew here, then fold 2 inches. Fold it like this. After which I'm going to place on the machine, stone machine, and use it to press it. Or if there's no stone machine, you can use what do you call it? The normal machine. But I want it to have a very, very good outlook. So I'm going to place it on the stone machine. After that, look at this. I'm going to stitch it. I haven't done. After when I'm done with the stitching of this place, the stitching of this place, then we are done with our pants. Then we'll move to the, what do you call it? The jalabia, the one you wear on top. We are going to show the tutorial to and how to sew it. Let me get to the machine. Now I'm done. This is the final outlook of the pants. Okay, look at how it looks. Look at how beautiful it is. It takes like for like 3 minutes, 4 minutes to sew the foot body. So this is how the pants is going to look like. So now we are moving straight forward to the jalabia. Okay, we are going to do the stitching. So the first thing to do when you want to stitch it, this is it. Okay, this is the back, this is the front. We are going to place them together. Okay, don't forget that I said we are going to add a band here of 2 inches to complete the arm length of 12.5 inches. So I'm going to place them together like this, like this. I'm going to stitch here like this. I'm going to stitch here down to this place. Okay, so if you like, you can first of all pin it. Okay, you can just pin it, pin it. Now then this place, I'm going to leave this space. I'm going to leave it. I haven't pinned this side. I'm going to leave this space. Then I'm going to stitch from the edge, this side. Okay, I'm going to pin here from here down to this space. I'm going to leave a space of like 3 inches or 2.5 inches because the gown is going to have a cut at the back side. Okay, so I'm going to stitch it from here down to this place. Okay, so let me go to the machine and do it. When I'm done with the side seaming and stitching of this side, stitching of this side, stitching of the shoulder, the next thing we are going to do is to insert the collar. After that, we are going to insert the turn up at the neck. Okay, so let me get to the machine and do the stitching. I'm done with the stitching of the sides. This is what I'm talking about. Let me turn it to the other side. So the next thing, there's a space here. So the next thing is to fix the collar, the turn up of the neck. Okay, so this place I cut 4 inches. I'm going to place it here like this. Then I'm going to pin it. Okay, going to pin it so that you can understand what I'm actually talking about. One thing I love about this material is that of the black. My best color is color black. Okay, so anything that goes with black, I always love it. I love color black a lot. There is hardly in a week that you not see me putting on black. I'll put it on every day. In short, I love color black. So you see it. I'm going to take it to the machine. I'm going to stitch it from here to this side. Then the other part, I'm going to pin it down as well. So that I'm going to do the stitching once and for all. Okay. I'm going to do the stitching down once and for all. So let me take it to the machine. I'm going to stitch this part as well before I'm going to put it inside and do the finishing. Now, this is what I'm talking about. I've sewed the flap on the neck. Okay, so it is true. This is the first one. I pin it down, then I stitch straight. After which I'm going to use this, put this one inside like this. Okay, like this. Then this one, I'm going to place it outside. Look at the way it looks outside like this. Okay, I hope you are getting what I'm trying to say. I hope you can see it. So this is it. What I will now do now is to pin it down. Then look at this side. I'm going to fold it. I'm going to fold it inside. Then I'm going to take it to the machine. Assuming there is a, at this junction, if you like, you can use your pressing machine to press it first. But I'm going to do everything at once. Okay, electricity no dey. Okay, so I'm pinning it down first. Be careful when you are doing that. Pin it very well. I'm going to stitch like this. Then I will be back. This is how it's going to look. This is the final outlook of the flap of the neck. See it? You see? This is where we are going to put the button. This is where we are going to put hole, and this will be the front of the clothes. Okay, so the next thing is to insert the collar of the clothes. So I haven't cut the collar. To insert the collar, I'm going to use okay, I'm going to measure 5 inches. Okay, by the time I fold it into two, but this one is not up to 5 inches. So let me measure 8 inches. Sorry. So 8 inches. That is what I'm going to do. 8 divided by 2, that will be 4. So that I'm going to fold it into 2, and it's going to give me 4, 4. Okay, that is what I'm going to use. So I'm going to stitch 1 inches inside. So the final outcome will be 3 inches for the collar. This is a small baby girl, so she doesn't need much collar like that. So if you want to do the measurement, you are going to place it like this from here. Okay, that is the neck, like this, like this. So I'm going to add 1 inches for the seam allowance. Then let me cut. Having done that, this will be the round neck. I'll fold it into 2 equal parts. Then I'm going to slant the edge like this from here, like this. Then I'm going to cut away this side. to not be too big. Everything will be 4 inches, and use 1 inches as seam allowance. So you launch the midpoint. The midpoint, you are going to launch the midpoint. The collar have been fixed. This is how it is. This is how it looks. So there's going to be button at the front. Okay, you see it. So I'm going to use pin to pin it. I'm going to use pin to pin it. Okay, so I'm going to insert a pressing button here and a pin here. So we are done with that aspect. So the next thing is to fold the bottom, and so this side I'm going to do like this and stitch it. Then I'm going to come and show us how we are going to, insert the hamster. So the last part of it is the band I'm going to cut on the hand. Okay, so the round, if you want to do that, you are going to measure the round measurement of it. The round measurement is 10. This is 10, but the round sleeve measurement of the person is actually 8. Okay, so that means I'm going to add little plating here. The band length is going to be 2. That is 4 together. Then I'm going to fold it into 2 like this. Okay, then from here it's going to be 8 plus 1 inches of seam allowance. Plus 1 inches of seam allowance. I'm going to cut it like this. This one, I fold it into 2 equal parts. This is 10. I don't need the whole 10. What I actually need is 5. So 4 right there. So I'm going to fold this into 2 like this. I'm going to use it as the band of the sleeve. Okay, from here I'm going to start adding it. Then I'm going to do a kind of little pleating round. So let me go to the machine and see. So I'm done with the stitching of the hem. This is what I'm actually talking about. The hem just have little pleating. Okay, this is the band. This is the kind of jalabia I'm talking about for 3-year-old baby girl. So I'm going to place it on a manicure so that you can see how it looks on the body, on a doll. So this is the outlook of it. Can you see? I hope you can see what I'm showing us. Can you see? Okay, so please do like this video and share. Drop a comment. If you have any question, drop it at the comment section. You can also recommend a style for me to sew. But we are done with this. Okay, this is model pest stitches. We have to teach ourselves all kind of model sewing. So please do like this video and share so that this channel can go. I hope the video is helpful. Okay, so I'm done. See you in our next video. Assalamu alaikum.